Welcome. Today we're going to do some more traditional bar workout exercises mixed with some yoga stretches as well as some strength training moves so that you get a little bit more out of your time and you work your core muscles a bit more intensely and more functionally. So the only props you'll need today are some weights, and you can choose. I like to think of light as being 2 or 3 pounds and heavier being 5 to 8 pounds. Today I'm using my heavier, which is 5. Alternate for sure so that you avoid building your upper trap muscles or any tension around your neck as you're working your shoulders, which is primarily what we use the weights for. You'll also use a yoga mat. Just it makes it easier to kind of have a space to work out, and it's more comfortable on your wrists and knees and feet when you come down. You'll also need a prop. It can be very light today, a chair or a bar if you have one. So we'll face on profile to it this way and this way. Ensure you have clearance in both directions so that you're not going to kick anything. So feel free to move any furniture you have now. The last thing, if you would like it, is optional, is a playlist. The link is embedded in the video. It's called All We Are. And if you're going to use it, we'll do a 1, 2, 3 play. So get that queued up now and let's get to work. Ready? 1, 2, 3, press play. Hopefully we'll be on the same beat. If not, you go at your own pace. It starts slowly, which is how I like to come into my body, slowly without jarring it. So come on down to your mat and we'll come into a child's pose. I like to do that when I first start with my knees a little bit wider. If that feels okay on your hips, open your knees a bit wider than your hips, and your feet a little closer together than your hips. And then climb on out slowly and easily and push your hips back as far as they'll go. And then if you can keep your arms straight, keep them straight and drop your forehead down onto the mat. And start some really slow deep breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. Relax any tension in your neck and shoulders. If you need to fiddle a little bit here, that's okay. Just be where you are right now. You don't have to be anywhere else. Try to let go of anything that's holding onto your back. Imagine it spilling off of you from the middle of your back. It just spills over your head, out through the crown of your head, and then downward toward your tailbone and outward. Let your sacrum widen, the base of your spine, and your hips feel open from the back and the front. One more breath just like that. This is your gift to you right now. And when you're ready to inhale, come up onto your palms and your knees. And now pull your knees underneath you so they're hip distance apart and parallel to each other. Put your palms underneath your shoulders and take a couple breaths. Again, for you, inhale, open up your chest, let your belly kind of fall down, your shoulder blades pull toward each other, and exhale, round your back and let anything that's holding on just spill right off. One more. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, release. And then bring it to your center. Keep your shins on the floor if that's okay. You can always curl your toes under if that's not comfortable on your feet, but it is good to stretch the fronts of your feet, stretch the tibialis anterior muscle, especially if you are a runner or you're doing a lot of walking or sitting. We don't tend to move our feet this way. It's good for your ankles. Inhale and reach your right arm forward. Lift your chest a little bit higher. And as you exhale, pull your arm underneath you and see if you can bend your other elbow and drop your right shoulder toward the ground. It doesn't have to go all the way down, and just ease into it. You can widen this hand. Take a big breath there. Try to pull your right hip back so that you're loosening up any tension on the right side of your low back. Couple more breaths. and then go the other way. Put both palms down, settle in, then lift your left arm, your other arm up. Inhale, and as you exhale, slide it through. Bend your right elbow as you do. You can take that right arm to the side, your right palm, and drop your left shoulder. Drop your head comfortably down, no forcing. And exhale all of the air out and all the tension out of your left side of your low back. And then come on back onto your palms and your knees. And now try to curl your toes underneath you and push up into a down dog. You can probably do this. There's lots of ways to come into a down dog. You can keep your knees soft, your heels up high, but try to push your palms down and forward. You can always walk them a little forward away from you and turn your fingertips slightly out so that the middle, kind of your middle fingers aim toward the corners of your yoga mat. Then lift your heels high. Inhale, and as you exhale, come forward and draw your shoulders a little forward of your wrists. Do that again. Up and back, rolling through your feet now. Up and forward. Let your ankles loosen up. Up and back, then up and forward. As you're doing this now, start to be more aware of your back muscles and your glute muscles. So grip them as they come forward. Pull your shoulder blades down and grip your glutes. And then as you come back, pull your abs up like you have a kind of a belt wrapped around it. Someone's pulling it up. And then forward. One more. Up and back. And then up and forward. And then stay there. Walk your feet together. Let your arms start to shake a little bit. They're probably feeling it. It's okay. That's what you're here for. And then on your next inhale, lift your left leg up. Hold it up. And then as you exhale, round your back and pull your knee toward your chest. Do that again. Inhale up and exhale round. Let your heart rate start to rise just a little bit. Try to keep your shoulders over your wrists as you're doing this so you don't slide back when your leg goes back. Do one more on this leg. Inhale on the up, and then put your feet together. Settle back down your shoulder blades if they've opened, and then lift up your right foot. Do the same thing. So inhale on the lift, exhale on the round. Do it again. You can make it small or bigger. 3 more. Inhale up and exhale round. Inhale up, exhale round. 1 more. Inhale up, exhale round, and then come into a puppy stretch now. Lower your knees down, walk your hands forward, and drop your nose and your forehead toward the ground. Take another soothing breath here, and then come on forward onto your forearms. I like to work with my forearms parallel to each other, palms down like a dolphin plank. Do that if you can, and then walk your feet together. Hold your body long, steady, and strong, and we'll start to work now. So if you can, lift up your left leg again, bend your knee in half, hold it still, squeeze your inner thighs together, and just be there 8 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch feet right away. Walk your feet together and squeeze your inner thighs. Try to get your right thigh as high as your hip. 8 counts, you're at 5, 6, 7. Put both feet down, and then lower your right knee down and lift it. Then your left knee down and lift it. Focus on your upper back muscles spreading wide and pushing down toward your tailbone so that there's no more roundness in your back. We tend to be really rounded in our daily life. So just play with how low you can get your knee without moving your hips for now. 10 more. 2, 3, 4. Get the back of your knee really straight when you come up. 5, 6, 7. Pull your belly up. 8, 9. Release your knees down. And let's come back into your child's pose one more time. You might be able to get lower. Open your knees wide. Sit back on your heels. Reach your arms forward more actively now. And then come on forward. and we're gonna go into a push-up position. So put your hands underneath your shoulders with your fingers facing forward. Come on to either your knees with your legs about hip distance apart, or come on up to your feet. We're only doing 10 slow. As you do these, keep your hips up in line with your shoulders without tenting your butt, and aim your elbows diagonally back 45 degrees. Slow and steady. Bend down, down, up, 1, down. Really push your thumbs and your forefinger down when you come up. Down, so you don't twist your wrists at all. Down. That was 4. Down. Go down in one piece and up in one piece, 5. Down. 6. Down. 7. Down. I'm right there with you, 8. Down. 9. Do one more, and then push right up into a down dog. Lift your butt up, straighten out your wrists, and start to bend your knees one at a time. You can make it like a little jog, walk your feet toward each other, and get some dynamic stretch in your hamstrings as you let your chest kind of fall a little bit more. Down, 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 down. 4 more. 1, 2, 3, release. And then carefully walk your feet inward so you can get your heels down and bend your knees, and then walk your hands toward your feet. Put your hands on your thighs and roll up 1 vertebrae at a time, and then find your weights. So pick them up. I'm gonna warm up your outer hips now. So take your feet out wide, like a goddess. 10 to 2, if you're on your yoga mat, would be the direction of your feet. So just check it out, not too turned out, but enough that you can bend your knees, get pretty low, and get your shin bones to become vertical. Hold it steady, and then bend your elbows in half, pull your shoulder blades down, and you can keep your legs still for now. Just warm up your upper body again. Your shoulders should be feeling it right away. Let's work them more. Pull your elbows up until they're at shoulder height and your forearms are parallel to each other with your palms facing each other. Then pull it back and push it up. Back. It's okay if you let your elbows go a little bit behind your ribs. You'll get a little anterior delt stretch, which you deserve, especially after doing push-ups in a plank. And then you push it back up more forcefully. So you let it fall slowly, and then you push it up forcefully. If you can, straighten your legs on the way up. So you go down, down, up, up. On the way up, really squeeze your seat muscles. Down, down, up. 4 more. Push. 1. Down, 2, 3, hold it here, and then just bend your bend your knees. Keep your elbows still and take your arms to the side. 2 counts out. Keep your forearms parallel to each other, even here. So your arms are at 90 degrees. Balance on your body. And start to feel your shoulder blades pull down your back even as your arms come toward each other. So you're really challenging your posture muscles here. If you would like to, open your arms and straighten your legs. Or you can keep your knees still. It's okay. 4 more. Out and then in. 2 more. Out and in. 1 more out. And then down with your knees, and then pull your elbows in behind your back. Shake out any tension in your neck. Pull your arms up and over your head in a circle, and down, down. 8 times total. These are a little bit more powerful. So you want to take your arms to the sides and then up, and then on the way down, slow it down, but push a little bit more powerfully. If you'd like to, for these last 4, you can push your legs straight. It'll help maybe get some more power from your center. Up. Just 2 more. Up, down, 1 more up, And then you get to rest your arms down by putting your weights on your hips. Lift up your right heel, spread out your right toes. You can shift a little bit more weight onto your other leg, and then push 2 counts down. Both knees push out wider, and then push up halfway. Down and push up. Go down. And as you're doing this, ensure you're vertical, you're not sticking your butt out or tucking it in any way. Spread out your bottom, your left toes wide, and pull up that arch. And you're trying to just shift weight off of your heel that's up. So you're challenging your outer thigh on that left leg, the foot that's down, and getting a deeper stretch in both inner thighs. Down. You have 1 more on this leg. Full range if you can. Okay, hold both heels down for a moment, switch, and then we'll take 2 counts to go 8 times. Down again, shift your weight to the other leg now, so the weight goes a little bit more into your right foot. Keep pushing that knee wide, and up, down. And now for these, if you'd like to, pull your arms forward and add a bicep curl on the way up. Try to straighten your leg on the way up. Up. Takes a little balance and coordination, and that's okay. You fall over sometimes, you get right back up. That's kind of every day for me, in every way. Go down and pull up. Do 1 more. Down, pull up. Now lower both heels, go down to your lowest point and bend your elbows just in half. Open your arms to the side so you feel your inside of your shoulder, the front of your shoulders stretch a little bit, and your medial delt muscles work. Okay, bend your elbows a little bit. So if you notice, my upper arms are hopefully not moving. You want to keep it just like that, and just hold a little bend in your bicep already, and then you increase it. So you're increasing the tension in your biceps muscles and your outer shoulders. So take your arms to the side and add a little bend of your knees if you can. So bend your knees and both elbows at the same time. Last 20, 2, 3. So the movements have to be small to go with this pace. So just kind of go into it. Maybe drop your thighs lower. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, release. And then I'm going to turn to the right. It doesn't matter which way you turn. Just turn so that your body is on profile, so you can see, and walk your feet together. Soften your knees just enough, not too much, that you can hinge forward from your hips and feel your glutes over your heels. Then lower your arms down so you'll feel a stretch in those shoulders muscles you just worked. Roll your shoulders back, lift the back of your head up and pull your belly in. So there's no bend at your waist, but you're sucking your belly, all your ab muscles inward and upward. So they're supporting your low back. Bend your knees a little bit, not so much that you're gonna feel weight in your hip joints. So you wanna just have them soft so your hamstrings are not over stretching. And your body's about 45 degrees, pitched forward from head to tail, no more than that. Pull your elbows back and forward. Back and forward. This is for the back of your body. So you work the front of your shoulders, the sides of your shoulders, and now we're going to work the back of them. Okay, stay like this. Add on, stretch your arms. Bend, lower, up, extend. When you extend, keep your elbows high. So your tricep muscles, back of your arms, get a full extension. And then control when you bring your arm in so they slowly bend and loosen the grip in your triceps without loosening the tension in your lat muscles and your rhomboid muscles. So those are your back muscles pulling your arms up, and then those are your tricep muscles back of your arms that are lengthening your arms straight. Okay, we're gonna do 4 more like this. Down. Now, as you're working these 4, try to lift up one of your heels. Just remember which one. I'm going to lift my left and go up, extend, forward, and down. 2 more. Up, extend. Shift your weight onto your foot that's down. So you feel the glutes on that side leg. Really hold it. Now keep your arms extended and make a tiny bend in your arms, keeping your palms facing each other, your neck long. Lengthen your back, so pull your head forward and upward, your butt back and outward a little bit. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. All triceps and back of your body. 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. Stand up just for a moment. So you stretch the front of your hips and then come on back. Just come on back. Lift your other heel right away. So pull your butt back, almost like a squat, so that your butt is right over your heels. Pitch your torso forward. This knee is going to be just slightly bent, and this heel is going to be up high, so your knee will bend more. We'll do some flies to the sides. Make sure you have room on the sides of you. Go out and down, out and down. The flies, you want your elbows to be soft, and just feel the back of your shoulders. So your posterior delts out, and all those back muscles, your rhomboid muscles, your lats also firing, so that you don't round your back or drop your head as you lift your arms. Out. 4 more. Out 1. Out 2. Try to balance just on the one foot that's down. Out 3. And then hold it out. This time, bend your elbows, and this one's a little tricky, so turn your palms down. Pull your elbows inward and back, so that you kind of look like you're flying with your palms down. Keep your arms together, so your upper arms and lower arms in the same plane, and then pull both of them back as far as they'll go. You'll feel a neck stretch if you do it. Really pull back, and then squeeze your elbows in and back, in and back. Bring the weights with you so your arms stay at the same bend. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lower both heels, and just to stretch, soften your knees. Let the weights slide down. Drop your head. Put your hands either on your thighs, on the weights, or wherever you can reach. Then straighten one leg and straighten the other. So you're gonna rock your hip, and then let your head drop. So you balance wherever you can, and dynamically loosen up your low back, especially after being pitched forward like that. And then we'll stretch the front of your hips with some push-ups. Okay, push-ups, and then we go to your bar. So you do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, release. Roll up with the weights, 1 vertebrae at a time. Put the weights near your support, so you have them for some fun stuff later. And then come down on your mat. And for this one, I like to step to the back of my mat and then crawl forward. So sit back like you're gonna squat and put your palms down. Crawling is an amazing exercise. So you're gonna crawl out into your push-up position. Turn your hands forward. Walk your feet together for this one. And we're gonna do 20 on tempo. Now you have the option to lift up your left foot. Put your left ankle on top of your right. Squeeze your inner thighs together really hard, but keep your shoulders over your wrists as you're working. You might want to widen your hands for this one a little wider than your shoulders, so you can really aim your chest through your arms. And do 10. Bend 1, bend 2, bend 3. Try to really work your quadriceps on that front leg that's your foot's down. So grip that front of your thigh. 6, 7, push your thumbs down. 8, 9, switch feet. Get ready. Last 10. Down 1, down 2, down 3, down 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do 1 more. Separate your feet. Come right into a down dog. Lift your hips up, and then pedal your knees just like you did before. This time focusing on loosening your hips. So lift one hip a little higher than the other. You don't have to go to straight legs, but do a little tiny twist at your waist to loosen up your back. Feel a chest stretch after all that work. Do a couple more. Then soften your knees, and again, bend your knees and palm your hands down, 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 until you get your weight on your heels. Then soften your knees and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Okay, we're gonna go to your bar, starting with some heel lifts. Put one weight in front of you. So I'm gonna put my right thigh facing toward my support today. Do that if you can. So it's just easier to manage. Okay, and then, but first we'll start with straight legs. So straighten your legs, walk your feet parallel, hip distance apart from one another. Really grip your quad muscles, grip your glute muscles without tucking. Pull your belly in, pull your shoulders down, and lift your heels up, down, high, and then softly land. I always think about landing softly. So we never want to jar our body and feel that reverberation. You want to make your muscles elongate as they work on the way down. So these are your calves, hamstrings, and of course all your posture and core muscles. Lift up and down. Add a bend of your knees now. Bend your knees, aim them forward, and then go up. So down, up, down, spring, down like you're gonna jump. Now if you're gonna jump like a plyo, you bend your knees first, right? To get a spring. Your connective tissues behind your joints are always prepared for that. We don't always remember when we grow up that, because we don't jump. But when you want to jump, you got to give some spring to the back of your joints. And this is warming up your ankles. It's great for mobility in your ankles, great for mobility in your feet. Try to spread out your toes. Last 10, down, 1. Hold on to your support if you can, so you can really get down low, get up high without having to wobble. You can just put one fingertip on it if you like to balance. 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, hold your heels up high. Relax your glutes and bend your knees forward. And settle in. Upright your head, over your hips, and your hips, right over your heels. Pull your belly in, your shoulders down. Put the hand that's not on the support on your waist, your other hand lightly on the support with your elbow in front of you. And without changing your torso or your ankles with your heels high, bend your knees forward 2 counts and 2 counts up. Go down 2 counts and up 2 counts. Track your knees right over your feet. With your heels up high, you can get your knees forward of your feet safely. That's because your calf muscles are supporting you from the back, supporting your knee joints. So strengthening all the muscles around your knees. Do 4 more, you can make them bigger. Down, maybe up. Down, maybe up, and feel your calf muscles and your glute muscles again when you come all the way up. Down, all the way up, and then go all the way down. Come as low as you can and just push into it 20 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Stand up. And then find the weight that's in front of you and put it in your left hand. So I'm just gonna kind of bend down, take the weight, pick it up carefully. And sometimes the heavier is easier. So this is 5 pounds. Go for something like that. Okay, keep away from your support, a good half arm's distance away. Keep your hand forward of your body. And this time let your shoulder just kind of be dragged down by the weight, and let your left foot come back. Turn that hip forward and bend your knee. So there's no tuck in your seat. And then hold on just with a light, soft grip on your support, and keep your torso in this shape with your shoulder blades, both of them down. Let the weight drag down to about knee height, and your other knee lift up to the height of your back. And we're going to do 2 counts down and 2 counts up, using the weight to challenge your back. Up and down. Keep your standing leg straight as long as it's not locked, so that you can really push your foot down into the ground and feel your standing side glutes, almost like a deadlift, pulling you up. If you're not familiar with a deadlift, it's not a great name, so don't worry about it. It's just more of an Olympic power or strength lifting move. Keep going. And then if you have one more thing you can add, pull it into a row just like you did when you were facing sideways this way and working just your back. So pull your elbow back, feel your lat muscle contract and your shoulder blade pull inward toward the other one. 10 more. In, standing leg straight, back leg as bent as you can. Turn your back hip forward so your plane is as though you were doing a plank. Shoulders and hips square forward. Keep your chest open even when you go down. So you let your arm lower smoothly and steadily. Your biceps will control that and your triceps. 5 to 10. 6 to 10. 7, I have to remind myself that. 9. Do one more. Hold it up. Okay, just take a moment to resettle. Pull your shoulders down. Ensure your back leg is very bent. You can flex your foot if it feels better. Straighten the standing leg and feel balanced. Okay, now hold your arm where it is and tip back forward. This time lengthen your leg. You can flex your foot or point it. Now let your arm lower without dropping your shoulder. And we're gonna do those with a straight leg. The same concept, pull your flexed foot inward so it slides over the floor and your body becomes vertical. And then pitch your torso forward, allow your arm to drop so that your hip is still facing down, but your leg is as high as your thigh, as your back. So you're kind of like a plank. Okay, 2 counts down and 2 counts up. So it goes like this. Up, up, down, down. Use your standing side glutes as much as you can. Keep everything parallel today for this one. Add the row if you can. So your elbow will come up, your left elbow comes back as your body becomes vertical, and really get that full stretch in the front of your right hip. So it's working its full range of motion, functionally, healthfully. And do 4 more. 1. Now next time you do this, you can use heavier weights if you want to. It's fun. In. All right, 2 more. 1, 2. This time hold your leg back, bend it in half again, pull your elbow back so you're holding the row, pull both shoulder blades back, point your back foot again, and push your back leg up. Maybe add a little lift of your elbow without arching your back. Last 20 on this leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll lift that leg up high. Last 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, release it. We're gonna do it on the other leg before we stretch. Okay, turn around, put your weight down so it's handy. You can use this time to stretch your stretch your glutes by pulling your butt back. Put the weight down and then hold on to your support. Make sure there's room behind you and make your feet parallel to each other. Upright your torso to start, and then take your right foot behind you. Ensure your feet are still hip distance apart, and bend that leg. Okay. Hold it for a moment so you get the feeling of your glutes working. Pull your belly in and your shoulders down. Okay. And then just pitch forward and see if you can pick up your weight. And then pull up and forward. So you want to feel like you're picking up the weight, even though your hand's not going to go to the floor. So we started that way so you can get that feel for it. Pull and down. When you come down, try not to drop your right shoulder and try to stay balanced. We're doing a lot of these reps, so I won't make you do it without a support, without a bar or railing. But you know, sometimes we do this in the center of the room. It's a strength training move. Keep your back leg bent for this one though, just so you get the feel for it. Feel for pulling with your standing side glutes, your left glutes, your body up and add the row if you can. And then back and down. Pull, back and down. Pull, this is your whole posterior chain. So from your posture muscles to your glutes on both sides, hamstrings on that leg that's bent, and if you're pointing your foot, your calf. So I recommend pointing your foot so you're getting your calf muscles to work. Again, we tend to sit a lot these days and run or walk. So feel for engaging the back of your leg and stretching your ankle. Build that ankle mobility. 4 more. 1, 2, 3. Hold it up just for a moment. Lower your hand down and then elongate your leg. Get your balance. Flex your toes, turn them down. So your ankle becomes flexed. Both legs straight now, and then pull that foot up and under you. Stretch both hips. Let your hand come down, and then forward, forward, forward. Imagine you're still at the top of a push-up with that right arm. So it's not gonna drop lower than that. Your shoulder won't drop. Your collarbone will stay open. It's nice and slow and controlled. Back with your leg, forward with your arm. Keep your back muscles engaged, and then add the row if you can on the way up now. And pull up. 10 more. Down, down, 1, pull back. Down, down, up, pull 2. Down, down, up, pull 3. Down, 4. My left glutes are burning. I hope yours are too. 5 more. You're past the halfway point. You're at 7, 8, 9. Hold it down, bend your back knee, point your foot again and lift it up. If you want to, you can pull your elbow up and add that little lift from the back of your shoulder and your lats. Last 15. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last 10. 1, 2. Keep your hips level. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release and let's stretch. Okay, put your weight down. Whew. My glutes are burning. Okay, so I'll face you so you can see. Take your right foot on the opposite side of your left, a little distance between them. Bend both knees, so one knee's behind the other, and just push your butt back and slide back so you feel your glutes stretch and your low back stretch on both sides. Now you can stay here, pushing your chest forward so that you feel the glutes and low back release. Or if you want to feel your hamstrings more, slide your hands down, drop your nose toward your knee, and straighten your back leg. Take a couple slow breaths with your head down. Maybe drop your nose toward your front knee and feel your whole back stretch. One more breath there. And then carefully put your hands on your thighs, bend both knees again, and roll to stand. So you want to roll up one vertebrae at a time and come up with your head last. I'll turn to the side for the other one. Step your other foot in front. So it'll be your left foot over your right on the opposite side. Keep enough distance laterally for your feet so that you can feel the stretch. Bend both knees, pull your butt back, slide your hands down. Now you can stay here pulling your back to straight and feel your glutes release. Feels good. Or you can lower your hands if they reach the ground, fingertips down, and straighten your back leg. Drop your nose toward your front knee. All right. We're just gonna do a little bit of ab work. So put your hands on your thighs and roll up one vertebrae at a time. And for the ab work, you do need your weights. So find them and then put them on either side of your mat, and we're gonna crawl back out because That's really good for your body. So pull your butt back, it's really functional. Bend your knees, tip forward, commit, crawl, palms down, palms down, palms down, come down. We'll do a little cobra. Put your feet down, push your hands underneath your, or behind your chest if you can, palms down, elbows in. Keep your feet down. Inhale, open your chest in a baby cobra. And then come down, charging the back of your body one more time. Pull your feet together. If you can, turn your hands palms down like a Superman pose. Lift the back of your hands up or clasp them together. Push your knuckles back. Lift your feet up, look down, and hold. Maybe rock a little side, just with your shoulder, not with your hips. And then the other way. Okay, and then roll over. Find your weights, put them next to your pelvis. So lay down on your mat. Bend your knees about in half, and then put the weights, butts of the weights down next to your pelvis or forward of them. So try to get them forward so you have something to reach for. So your arms really feel like they're stretching. Then push down on the weights. You can either do this by holding them, imagine they're handles. The visualization really helps. Or you can push down on the tops of them if you find it hard to reach them when they're past your pelvis. And then push down. Either way, I like to do it like this. And hold just your shoulder blades off of the ground for now. And then pull your weights wider. So they're about, I don't know, 6 or so inches away from your thigh bones. And bend your elbows inward toward your body and pull in. It's a very small bend. Don't tuck your pelvis. Just allow it to naturally move. You can move your feet forward. Depends on your length of your, your proportions. Or you can pull your feet in. But try to aim your elbows inward toward your waistline, and the range of motion is about 1 inch. You have 20 more, and then we'll change it. Shake your head anytime. 2, 3, 4. So it's not a big crunch, it's a small one. Right at the top of your waist that we haven't quite gotten. 10 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lay down, rest your head. You can rock it side to side. Okay, and then come up higher. So you can roll this side to get there, or you can just pull on your handles and come up higher. So now you want your sacrum to be down without tucking, but you can lean back like you're leaning in a chair a little bit. Pull your shoulders down, let the weights come past your thigh bones and closer to them, and straighten your arms. Pull your shoulders down and make your neck vertical. So this is going to work more of the middle across your belly button line. Feel for that line as you push the weights down and bend your elbows. Bend, bend. Push your feet down. Keep your pelvis still without tucking. We don't want to unnaturally thrust your vertebrae into a line that makes them scrape against one another. So to keep their natural shape and just use your abs. If it feels better, you can put your hands on top of your weights. You might need to reach your hands forward more. Pull. And then same thing, open your arms wider and pull your elbows in toward the middle of your body. So that'll help keep your shoulder blades down, and hopefully it helps you feel it in your waist a little bit more. 20 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, not a big crunch. Middle of your belly now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more. One more curl exercise after this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lay it down just for a moment. And then use your handles to help you pull yourself back up. You can slide your feet forward. Pull your knees together. Slide back down so your hands are forward of your pelvis. Straighten your arms. Slide down a little bit lower so you can lift up your left leg. It's going to be hard to manage, but here's the trick. If you put your both hands on top of your lower thigh, you can do it. Keep your top leg still and bend at your waist. Bend, bend, bend. This is going to be your lower belly. So we got the top, middle, and lower. So keep your legs still, and you can bend 1/2 inch. Just keep your elbows bending now to the side rather than outward, or rather than inward. They go outward. 20 more each leg. 3, keep both legs still, your shoulder blades down, your neck vertical. 7, 8, 9, 10 more like it's nothing. 1, 2, you're on your sacrum, you're on your glutes without tucking. 6, 7, 8, 9, lower your weights, switch your legs, wrap your arms around your right thigh, and put both weights together on top of your other one. You can slide that bottom foot forward, just keep your right knee over your hip, and bend your elbows to the side. Last 20, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we'll stretch it out. 6, 7, 8, 9, last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let it go. Okay, put your weights down. You don't need them anymore, but bend your knees and lower your pelvis down and your whole torso down. Let your neck lengthen, and then lift your hips up. Keep your feet parallel to start, and then walk them together. Hold it so your hips stretch, your belly stretches. You can reach your arms up if it feels good, and rock your head a little side to side. Little side to side. So we did a lot of parallel action today. A little bit of second position. Try to squeeze your inner thighs together now so you feel them. And then hold them together and try to cross your right foot on the opposite side of your left, keeping your knees next to one another, squeezing. So you might need to have your right foot a little forward of your left. All 10 toes and your heels down. And start to lift your hips up just gently, gently. Lift. As you lift, squeeze your inner thighs together 10 times, and then we'll switch feet. Just a little squeeze. 4, so we'll be warmed up to stretch. 6, 7, 8, 9. Put your feet together. Switch the cross of your feet. Put your other foot on top. Squeeze your inner thighs. All 10 toes and heels down, and lift. Up your glutes, up your glutes. Squeeze your inner thighs and feel for the base of your seat gripping. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let it go. Okay, just move your weights out of your way. I'm going to put mine over my head so they don't get in my way when I stretch. And then ensure you have room on either side of you. So side to side this time. And hug your knees into your chest. Really compress your hips and let your low back lengthen. Take some slow breaths there. And then hold on to the back of your legs. Lift your feet up and take hold either of your pinky toes or your outer feet and come into a happy baby stretch. So open your knees wide and then pull your knees down so your shins are kind of vertical, if you can imagine that. If it feels good, you can rock a little side to side, massaging your low back, but keep your shoulders pulling down. You don't want to pull on your neck. So if you find that you can't reach your feet, just hold on to your, I like to press my outer hands into my inner shins and just push outward. And that'll do the same thing without straining your neck or shoulders. Okay, and then just pull your knees together, lower your feet, and then pull your left knee in and compress that hip again. So this time take your hands like a interlaced feeling and pull down your hip. If it feels okay, you can elongate this leg, but not quite all the way yet. And then flex your top foot, that left foot, and straighten your leg all the way. Hold it for a beat. And now if it feels good, extend your bottom leg all the way. And if you're super flexible, you can take hold of your feet, of your foot with both hands, but never forcing. And then just take your hip a little side to side, your leg a little side to side, and your hip joint, keeping it loose. Feel like you have a sandbag on this leg. It'll help. And now you can bend this knee again if it feels like you need it, but you can decide after. Take your right hand to the outside of your left foot, extend your left arm to the side, and roll all the way to the side so your foot comes to the floor, all the way down. And feel the stretch from your left waist all the way down to your left heel. Allow that to happen. Your shoulder's going to pop up on your left arm. That's okay. Just let your neck relax into it. Slow down your breath. And if it feels really good, you can reach down with your left hand for your right foot and pull it back into a quad stretch. And now you're all twisted up into yourself. Sometimes we need to be here so you can remember kind of who we are. We give so much away. Close your eyes and hold something for yourself. And then bend your knees. Come back into it with bent knees and take your other leg. So we're going to compress your right thigh bone into your hips. That should feel good on your low back. You can elongate this leg a little bit, your bottom leg. Not too much though. And then hold on to your calf muscle, flex your right foot, and straighten that top leg. Now if you're super flexible, you can take hold of your foot. But you know, you can usually find a place where you can straighten your leg. It doesn't have to be super close to you. It's your stretch. And then you can elongate that bottom leg if it's working for you. If it doesn't work, you know, that's not the point. The point is, this is your time to stretch your hamstrings, stretch your back, and feel a release. So if you're straining in the release, it's kind of pointless. So take care of you. Then bend this knee again, your bottom knee, and bend your top knee just for a moment, so you can take hold of your right outer foot with your left hand, and then see if you can straighten your leg. And then elongate your right arm to the side and take your leg all the way over tip until you feel a deep outer C and IT band stretch. Let your right shoulder pop up, it's okay. Just breathe into it. And if it feels good, and only if it feels good, reach down with your right hand for your left toes and come into a quad stretch on that leg. Twist yourself all up so you remember who you are in the middle. One more breath for you. All right, hug your knees into your chest. Hold on behind your thighs. Rock up and back a couple times. Up and back. And then cross your legs. Face me. Reach your arms out and up and fill up with what you need. And as you exhale, let go of what you don't. One more. Reach up, inhale. Feel invigorated, a little bit more strengthened from the inside out. Pull your palms down in front of your heart. Close your eyes. Bow your head. Try to hold on. Try to hold on. And thank you for working out with me. Have a great day. Peace.